Welcome to another exciting episode of Becoming Oma. Yay! Have you ever had that kind of morning when you just wake up and you just start to think about some of the things or some situations that shaped your life? I just realized that I didn't have the option to, break down. Most of my life have just been on survival, and survival has been more like an armor that I put on way early in life, and this armor has been something that has kept me going in all the stages of my life up until now, knowing that no one was going to come for me, that I was not going to be rescued, I was not going to get the opportunity. I've never had anyone tell me, hey, I got you, or tell me, you know what, whatever thing that you decide to do, Oma, don't worry, I'll stand by you. If it's good, oh yeah, if the outcome comes out bad, Oma, just go, I got you. We'll fight the battle together. I've never experienced that. And realizing that this morning, it felt somehow, it was a very big lump that was hard for me to swallow. And I'm thankful to God for how far He has brought me. I say this with a lot of gratitude. Every challenges that I have faced in my life, I don't even know how I come out of them most times. Every stages of pain that I've had to experience, the ones that I've endured, the ones that are known by, some family and friends, the ones that no one even knows, how you get yourself in trouble and God gets you out of it. I don't know, or if God have ever brought you out of a situation that you can't even explain it to even talk about it. You just know it's between you and God that knows the gravity of what you've been rescued from. It's only you and God that knows that this could have just been it for me. I'm at the reflective phase of my life, right? Sometimes I just wake up, or I might be cooking or doing something, and I'll just remember an incident that happened maybe 5 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, and I'll just smile and I would reflect on every situation, what led to whatever, what was said, what was done, who did what they did, and I would just say thank God most times, because right now I'm at a phase in my life where I don't even have the strength to question a lot of things, a lot of situations, behaviors, a lot of actions. No, I don't. I manage my strength, my energy, and I've learned how to rely more on myself these days. How to only bank on myself as a young girl, not having someone to reassure me, not having someone to say, this is how this is done. I've always had to either make a mistake first and then figure it out, during the correction phase, or just learn from others when they are being taught, or just watch, just learn by myself and keep trying. And I've always had to listen and rely on my inner voice, not because I trusted it, but because it was all I had. I didn't have someone that would, I think one of the things every child would or desire is to have someone that would correct you with love. It's something that people oftentimes underestimate how powerful that can impact in shaping you, in helping you grow. In over time, being in this kind of situation made me to be on survival mode, the longest part of my life, I've been on survival mode, and it started to feel like certainty. And you know, when you've had to rely on yourself as a person most times of your life, when you rely on yourself that much, it makes you to find it hard to ask for help and make you to be focused on what if this person I'm talking to is going to mock me, instead of getting the actual help or assistance that I need. What if the help doesn't come the way I want it? What if I can do it myself? Also been able to understand as a person, and as I grow, that needing help or asking for support does not erase your strength as a person, and that I don't also have to carry everything alone just to prove that I'm capable. This version of me moving forward honors every part of my identity, my choices, both the good ones that I've made in the past, the bad ones, the ones that have gotten me into trouble. I've had a number of them that has put me in trouble. I've had some of them that have taken me out of trouble as well. I've had some of them that have, broken my spirits in ways that I can't even start to talk about right now, ways that I could never imagine. But then I pulled through, and I'm grateful. And all these lessons and experiences has been what has kept me alive. It's also been part of how or why I can actually sit here, look in the camera and talk, because the normal me would live more in my quietness, more in my silence. But I've learned to depend more on my intuition instead of working more with fear, because fear would ruin you before the situation or the danger or the trouble will even take charge, or as long as you keep letting fear to, be the centerpiece of your life. For the first time in my life, the extent of my fear have dropped drastically, and it's been able to help me to discover a level of certainty. Even in front of chaos, I still feel safe. I'm able to walk with clarity. I'm able to remain calm and be able to make, proper decision and choices, and not just make choices or decide on the next line of action because I'm more afraid than focused. It's good to be in a place in your life where you can make informed decisions and choices without being afraid, because this is what will help the situation, because there's a task that needs to be done, and not because you're afraid of something, how somebody is going to feel, what they would say, how they would treat you. Takeaway message here will be: 1, learn to trust yourself more. 2, to seek help, especially if you're someone like me who finds it hard to ask for help. I just want you to know today that asking for help does not diminish your strength. It doesn't mean you are incapable. As a matter of fact, it's actually wise. It's actually one of the wisest things you can do for yourself, or choice you can make, is to always know when to ask for help and not be afraid of asking for help, and not be too calculative when you need help. Just ask. What is the worst that can happen? No. Oh well, what is the next thing that can happen? They would mock you or talk about you or humiliate you. Oh well, instead of focusing on that, why not put more of your focus on, and I ask for help, this situation is going to get resolved easier or quickly than I expected. The third thing that I would want you to live with in this episode is that instead of letting fear to rule most of your decisions and choices, it will be more let your intuition be your armor, instead of paying attention or listening to what the fearful inner voice in your mind is telling you. So it's best you let it be the armor that guides you, that helps you to feel safe, that guides you when you're making choices. You see, for me sitting here having this chit chat in front of this camera, the fear in me is always judging everything before I even turn on my camera. This is me listening to my inner voice, and I'm glad I did. And I'll keep listening to it more and listening less to the fearful part of me. That part of me is on the low right now, and I like that. This will be the end of this episode right now. I'm happy I was able to make this recording, and I didn't just brush it off when the thought came to my mind. I just got back from work a few minutes ago, and I thought, so yeah, you said you were going to make a recording today. Why not go sit down and do that? So I'm happy I did that, and I get to share my thoughts with you all today. I just want you to know that you got this. And I'm saying this from a place of encouragement. I'm encouraging you as you're listening and watching, and I'm also encouraging myself. So this is not the end of the story, but this is the end of this episode. Until next time, when I would have something to share with you all as you're watching. See you in my next video, and thank you for your time. I appreciate that.